Seemingly annually now, the WWE is doing WarGames at their Survivor Series brand PLE. And this year is seemingly no exception. They are planning on doing a WarGames, but just who is going to participate in that WarGames? Let's talk about it. This is the Wrestling Old Head. You have entered the portal of pro wrestling.
What the world is watching.
WarGames! WarGames!
This is the portal of pro wrestling, you guys. I'm the Wrestling Old Head. Welcome. We're here to talk about something that has been making the rounds on social media that I just feel I need to talk about and get it off my chest and figure out what you guys think. So before I get into this video, drop down into the comments once this video concludes and let me know what you think about this idea for WarGames. Also, what you would put in WarGames. And whatever other comments you guys have. I'm open to it all. Thanks for coming in and checking it out. That's first and foremost, you guys. I can't do this without you guys. It is much appreciated. So let's get into it. WarGames. WarGames. The old William Regal shout out there. So WarGames, this year, it looks like the Vision is more than likely going to be involved. Now, there have been some other social media content creators that have had a similar idea. I want to say first and foremost, I'm not biting their idea. I legitimately had a similar idea that I have posted about. It is in previous videos. Even if you go look at if you can look at my comments, I have posted comments about this in other people's comment section all over YouTube. It is all out there. It's been on my Twitter account, my X, whatever, and my Instagram. So it is everywhere. It's been out there. It just so happens that me and certain content creators, we sort of align, like we're kind of pulling from the same stream or channel that's above us that siphons wrestling to us at a large amount. We're all pulling from that same channel. At least some of us are, because I'm telling you, I got goose pimples like The Rock, because I was thinking about all the times where me and certain content creators have completely aligned and had similar ideas about where stories are going to progress and whatnot. I digress. So Brock Lesnar, he beats John Cena. WrestlePalooza, the inaugural WrestlePalooza for the WWE brand, at least, because it used to be an ECW pay-per-view. And Brock Lesnar beats the snot out of John Cena, very similar to what he did 11 years prior at SummerSlam, okay? John Cena did get one win over Brock Lesnar in his entire career, but he hasn't been able to get more than that. So the story is that Brock Lesnar is basically Doomsday to John Cena's Superman, and it's really hard for him to beat him. So is Brock Lesnar going to be John Cena's final opponent? Maybe I'll do a video about that. But what I'm going to discuss are the participants for WarGames and why it makes way too much sense, okay? Let's start with the most hated side, okay? You've got the Vision. You've got Bronson Reed. You've got Braun Breaker. You've got Seth friggin' Rollins. Now, who are they feuding with? Well, they're feuding with the Usos. They're feuding with CM Punk. They're feuding with LA Knight. And Seth Rollins is going to Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia, and he is going to battle Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel trophy / championship that looks like one of the TVs I had when I was in my 20s in belt form, or title form. I'm sorry, Robert Karpelis, if you're listening, in title form. And so now Cody Rhodes is sort of involved with the Vision as well. So they've intertwined the Vision with a bunch of the most fan favorites in the WWE across the brands, mind you, okay? So you've got the Vision, all right? You've got Drew McIntyre. Now, if you look at Drew McIntyre has been tied to Cody Rhodes. They just had a match at WrestlePalooza. He's been tied to CM Punk. He's been tied to LA Knight. Yeah, if you remember the Royal Rumble, he's been tied to the Usos. He's been tied to Roman Reigns. So he has been intertwined in a very similar fashion with the Vision. Now, if Drew McIntyre doesn't get along with the Vision, that's fine, but they share a common ground where they're trying to eliminate the same type of individuals. And then you throw a Brock Lesnar in on the most hated side. So we've got our 5 most hated, right? We've got Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Seth freaking Rollins. Now, how would Brock Lesnar work with the Vision and Drew McIntyre, you asked? Because Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar before, so there's no love lost there. Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, there's no love lost there. Braun Breaker, who's the nephew of Scott Steiner, who I don't remember necessarily if he ever had any interactions with Brock Lesnar, but I mean, you know, real recognized real and machismo and all that. I'm sure Braun Breaker would love to get his hands on Brock Lesnar and become famous by beating him and becoming one of the youngest superstars to beat Brock Lesnar. I'm sure that he would love that idea. So why would they all work together? Paul Heyman, he's the Oracle. Remember, Brock Lesnar came out at WrestlePalooza, and who did the introduction for him? Paul Heyman. That was a favor to Brock Lesnar from Paul Heyman. If you remember, Brock Lesnar said, hey, I want to talk to you about something. So Paul Heyman did Brock Lesnar a favor by doing the introduction and giving him all of the confidence in the world to hulk up and beat John Cena at WrestlePalooza. So how do you return that favor? Well, you come join the Vision for the WarGames match. I think that's pretty simple storytelling right there. And it's something that you could look at and read into and go, well, it's a little, it's not convoluted, so I guess it sort of works out. But now we've got the most hated, but who would be the fan favorites? You've got Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes has a problem with Drew McIntyre. He has a problem with Brock Lesnar. He has a problem with Seth Rollins and The Vision. This works out for him to be in WarGames as well. I'm telling you, that works out. Then you got CM Punk. Yeah, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, heck, even CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. So you've got the two most fan favorites as a team. Can they coexist? Then you have the Usos. The Usos have feuded with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and The Vision. I think that works out too. You get them in there to get their revenge after losing at WrestlePalooza in the tag match. And so you've got those four. Who would be the fifth guy? Apple Juice. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. John Cena in his first ever WarGames match as he is bidding adieu in the WWE. John Cena working in his first ever WarGames match. He can check the WarGames match off of his checklist. He can retire knowing that he was in a WarGames match. It's just another notch on the belt. It's just something that he can do to say that he did it, but he's also got to contend with The Vision, Drew McIntyre, and finally conquer Brock Lesnar. So maybe there's not going to be another Brock Lesnar-John Cena match, but John Cena can prove that he is no longer afraid of Brock Lesnar when he gets in a cage and battle in a match called WarGames. So you've got your five. Now, the only thing that I would consider, now welcome to Speculation Station, because we've already been here. We have been cooking with Speculation Station because I don't even know if the WWE would want to do this, but I'll get to that later. So the Usos, right? You've got Jimmy and Jay. Now, they could run a play where the Vision attack Jimmy or Jay backstage and hurt them so bad that they can't get into the WarGames match. And who would be available for a replacement? Roman Reigns. That's right. I heard you say it. You in the back, you over there with the blue shirt. I heard you say that. Yeah, you said it. So you got Roman Reigns, John Cena, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Jay or Jimmy Uso against The Vision, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. You are talking about the most logical lineup of WWE greats, future, present, past, that has ever been assembled on either side in one of the biggest WarGames matches that WWE has ever put on. The biggest WarGames match that has ever been put on at this point, one could argue. It's definitely going to be the most star-studded. So why wouldn't the WWE at least attempt to do that? You've got all those intertwining stories. Logically, it checks out. It checks all the boxes. You get John Cena on a team with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, for crying out loud. You get Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Breaker on the same team. Talk about unstoppable badasses. This match would be huge, right? But why wouldn't the WWE do it? Well, the WWE product right now is super hot. They're selling tickets that cost $8,000, and they don't seem to be stopping their momentum anytime soon. So with business being so good, and seemingly they don't have their back against the wall with another promotion like AEW hot on their heels trying to stifle their growth and crush them into dust, then maybe they feel like they don't need to put on a match like that. WWE is one of those companies, as I've watched them since I was a kid, they don't do matches like that unless they feel like they need to. Are they not selling tickets? Let's do that match. Is sales down? Let's do that match. Creatively, are they getting criticized more than ever and people are not tuning into the television product the way that they used to? Let's do that match. But until stuff like that starts to happen, until they start to get the red alarm light and they need to go hit a reset button so that they can get people interested again, I don't see any indication that they would do something like that. So that's the only reason why I feel like that type of match might not happen at this year's WarGames. I think they could definitely go in a different direction. I mean, hell, you can get the Usos, LA Knight, yeah, Cody Rhodes and CM Punk or something like that. I mean, there are definitely other ways that they can pool and rotate certain talent around and get them involved in WarGames without it being super star-studded like that. But imagine if they were trying to sell a PLE with that 5-on-5 WarGames match. I think it would break records. I think people, I mean, you're talking about the most star-studded list of superstars ever assembled on either side of the ring for that WarGames. If that were to happen, everybody would go banana. Social media would be broken. Everybody would want to tune into something like that. It would be one of the most anticipated WarGames matches of all time, guaranteed. So it's something I want to see. It's something a lot of other content creators, like-minded content creators would like to see. But what about you? What would you like to see for the WarGames? Is it this match? Do you have another list of guys that you would like to see going 5-on-5 in the WarGames match this year at Survivor Series? Go ahead and let me know. Drop it down in the comment section below. Let me know exactly how you feel, man. Let me know exactly how you feel, lady. Whatever. Let me know. I'm here for it all, you guys. And again, it is free if you hit that thumbs up and tap that subscribe button as hard as you possibly can. It is free, and hey, you might even get, it's good karma, man. You might even get something in the mail, like a rebate or a buy one get one free at the grocery store. Hey, and if you do hit that subscribe button because it's free, I tell you what, go to the liquor store and grab a beer. It's on me. Just grab it. They'll understand. Yeah, they'll know. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Trust me, don't do that. But anyways, you guys, it's the Wrestling Old Head. Thank you again for coming out to the portal of pro wrestling. And until next time, you guys, stay tuned for more.